Hi, I'm Tash.
And I'm T.
And we're here to talk to you about everything from life's little hiccups to the big things that you might be overthinking. And let's be real, it's probably not that deep, sis.
So grab your drink, get comfy, because we're giving it to you straight from the couch.
Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Is Not That Deep, Sis, with the darlings on the couch.
On the couch.
On the couch.
It's good to be back on the couch.
I love being on the couch. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Nowhere else I'd rather be. Maybe
sometimes
in my bed.
Yeah.
On the same wavelength. So as always, before we get into the episode, we're going to share our I was today years old.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Yes.
Okay,
so I was today years old. And this may be really logical to a lot of people, but you should not wear a sticky bra on a hot day. So I went wedding dress shopping. I'm not getting married, guys. Don't freak out.
Slow down.
Yeah. I was going dress shopping for a wedding, and it was like a 35-degree day, and it was in Rundle Mall. And for anyone that's not from Adelaide, Rundle Mall is not a inside shopping centre. It's an outside shopping centre. And I knew that the dresses that I was going to be trying on needed a strapless bra, but the only strapless bras that I have are the sticky ones. I made a critical mistake. I'm not even 10 minutes in and I can already feel it coming off of my body, and I'm having to do this the whole time. So it looks like I'm filling myself up the whole day. And then not only that, but I was staying at my boyfriend's place. And so I didn't come prepared and pack another bra. And so I had to wear my sticky bra all day with sweating my tits off. And then
literally
going to a gig that night. And I was so scared that if I got up, that my boobs were going to fall to the ground. So lesson learned, if it's a hot day, do not wear a sticky bra.
We need to all buy strapless bras. I don't own one.
I know.
It's because they're so uncomfortable.
But also, as being part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, is that it?
If you are the leader of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, how do you not know what it's called?
It's just what it is. But being part of / leader, strapless bras are a nightmare because they never have any sort of support, and it's all gaping.
Oh, yeah, because it's really hard for people with no tits to have no support.
Oh, look, it's different problems.
It's the same fucking problem.
Okay, well, same problem, different font.
Okay, so moral of the story is buy a strapless bra and don't wear your sticky bra on a hot summer's day.
Yeah, unless you want to tuck your tits into your shoes. All right, what was your today years old?
I was today years old when I finally realised that star signs are real. So for so long, I was like, star signs are absolute bullshit because you can't tell me, I know so many people that are the exact same star sign, and I'm like, they could not be further from the same person. But what I didn't realise is that there's male star signs, female star signs, and then dog star signs.
Yes.
And then once I knew that, I went through every male that I knew, every female, and every dog, and it lines up perfectly. So star signs are very, very real.
They are so real.
And another fun fact is that the most... what was it called? The best star sign to be in a relationship was Cancer.
Yeah. As a Virgo, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's male and female. So
yeah.
I'm honestly just the best.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
So today we are talking life lessons.
Yes. So when we think about life lessons, we often picture experiences that completely shift who we are and how we move through the world. Things like traumatic events, a car accident, or losing everything in a gambling addiction. And while these kinds of experiences are very real and impactful for some people, we also want to talk about something else. So not just the big catastrophic moments, but the smaller, more micro lessons we often dismiss as irrelevant or uneventful. The ones that have quietly reshaped our mindsets, habits, and even our brain chemistry over time. So in this episode, Tash and I are sharing our top life lessons, both big and small, and we'll be talking about how they shaped who we are and why they've been so important to our overall happiness, development, and life satisfaction.
Yes. I'm going to let you go first again.
Okay. So my number one, and this not in order of most important, but just, So keep it simple, stupid.
Okay, well, you don't have to talk to me like that.
Well, I do. And this is why. So whether it's your skincare or your exercise regimen or your diet, I feel like if you overcomplicate things, it's going to end for a messy result. It's sort of like the same concept as less is more.
Yeah.
I feel like if we remove the complexity of everything and just literally go back to the basics, our lives are so much more stress-free and much more simple.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Is there an example of something that like recently you were like, oh, for fuck's sake, why was I overcomplicating this so much?
I wouldn't say necessarily recently, but my skin regimen definitely has been something that now has been quite consistently basic. So I really stripped it back down to the basics. Whereas obviously, especially as women, we're quite targeted in that we need all of these different products.
Yeah.
And though some of them are relevant depending on, what it is that you're struggling with your skin, I do feel like the majority is that if you just keep it, your cleanser, your moisturizer, sunscreen,
vitamin.
Yeah.
Super,
super simple. And you don't have this 20-step skincare routine that you're trying to remember all the steps, nighttime,
and
daytime.
You can't tell me your body can absorb all of that.
Yeah. And I just, there are more products to buy.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it gets so overwhelming.
And I think that is like a really good point because I think it leads to my first point, which is consistency is key.
Yeah.
And I think if you overcomplicate things, it's hard to be consistent because it can be costly, it can be time consuming. You forget you need to do it. It can be like face a massive barrier having to accomplish the things. So the harder you make it, the harder it is to be consistent.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that consistency is key.
Yeah.
In literally everything that you do. If you can just do it consistently, it will give you a good result. Like things don't happen overnight. And I think like patience is really, really hard and something that I've had to learn as a life lesson on its own. But learning to be consistent with things. And that is anything from like, your mindset to exercise, to your eating, to your skincare. If you can just be consistent with your attitude, all of that kind of stuff, you will get the results that you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree. Was that your number one?
That was my number one.
Okay, perfect.
I just thought it was like a perfect little segue.
Little transition.
From what you were saying. So you go.
So my number 2 is communication is a two-way street. So most of the time, if someone takes offense to something that you're saying or a discussion turns into an argument, it's worth pausing and rethinking about how you're communicating. And good communication is one that is well received. So this is something that I definitely have had to learn big time over my course of life, especially with different relationships as well, because your communication style isn't going to be the same with everyone. It's not a one size fits all. Obviously, you want to stay true to who you are, but I feel like sometimes we get a little bit frustrated when we are having, especially when it comes to our romantic partners, but you're having a conversation with them and it might be, something that you just wanted to bring up. And it wasn't anything that was heavy-hearted, but the way that you've brought it up has then now escalated into what could have been avoided into an argument.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, the other person does need to take some responsibility in perhaps maybe over analyzing what it is that you've said and misconstruing it, but there's usually valid reason for that, and it's because it's either your tone or the time that you brought it up, like all those little things that make up your communication, and it's always going to be a two-way street.
Yeah, 100%. Like nothing is more frustrating when you are trying to explain something to somebody and they're just not getting it or they're not seeing it from your perspective, but just taking a step back and going, well, am I explaining it in a way that this person understands? Like, can I reframe it? Can I use a different example or whatever it might be? Yeah, before it escalates. 100%.
Yeah.
Laughter really is the best medicine.
Yes.
Have you just tried to be a giggly gherkin about it?
Yeah.
Because if you just go giggle and gherkin about it, life is just so easy.
So much fun.
So much fun. Like, and I know that people are like, you use laughter as not a coping mechanism, but what do they say? Like when people are like their humor, they use it as Do you know what I'm trying to say when people go, oh, you're always making jokes out of things?
Oh, like sort of
what is the saying?
Yeah, like not self-deprecation or anything like that, but
they use it instead of being like serious. They'll use their humor to make light of a situation.
Yeah.
And I get that there's situations where like sometimes you just have to be serious, but 9 times out of 10, like if the tensions are running high or you're having a stressful day or something just isn't great, just find the funny part in it.
Yeah.
Like, once again, it's not that deep, sis.
Yeah.
Like, if you have, you know, you're waiting around and your flight's been delayed or work's really stressful, if you can find something to laugh about, your day will just be so much fucking better.
Yeah. And you can really feel the shift in the room as soon as somebody, whether it be yourself or somebody else, does take that moment to be like, you know what, guys? It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's really not that deep. Just have a giggle. Be a giggly gherkin is my life lesson.
Giggly gherkin.
Yeah.
Love it. My number 3 is ask the stupid question. So, again, there's a lot at work, but you often hear the phrase, I'm going to ask a really stupid question. It's like, first of all, there's no stupid questions.
I disagree. There is stupid questions, but ask them. But there are stupid questions.
I disagree. I don't think that there's ever a stupid question because you asking a question is always going to be valid and it just means that you just don't know what the answer is yet.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of people are like, you get in the lift and the only way you're going home is to go to ground. And they know that. And they go, are you going down? No fucking shit. You know I've got to walk out of this building at the same time as you. You know I'm not going up. That's a stupid question. Anyways,
I always say, ask the stupid question because that's the only way you're going to learn. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no harm in doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not going to, like, unless, of course, like, you're purposely trying to offend someone. But if it's just because you genuinely don't know the answer and you need to know the answer for whatever it is, just ask the fucking question.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people take the piss out of others for not knowing stuff. And it's like, but you only know what you've been exposed to. Just because you've been exposed to something and you now have the answer, before you were exposed to that, you didn't. So don't make someone, like, don't belittle someone or make someone feel silly for not being exposed to the same things that you have through your life, because that's all it is. It's just exposure to different things, and that's why you have the answers to some and other people don't. It doesn't make you smarter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I also feel like you're going to make a lot more mistakes that maybe have a lot more impact if you just sort of guess your way through things. And sure, sometimes like making error is a way to learn. But if you have an opportunity to ask the question first and get clarity, then why not do it?
100%.
Yeah. What is yours?
Number 3 is you don't have to always be where you are or who you are in the exact moment forever. I think that a lot of people, and we talk about like a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And maybe this is because I have a growth mindset, but I hear a lot of people go, oh, but I couldn't do that, or I can't do this, or I'm not very good at that. And it's like, if you want it, you can have it. Like, you don't have to be who you are or where you are forever. You can change that. Yeah. So I hear people like, oh, well, I'm not a very good cook. Do you want to be a good cook? Yes. Well, you can change that. I don't think I'd be able to get a job like that. Well, do you want a job like that? Yes. Okay. Well, you can change that. And I think if like over time, over my life, I've realized that like how far that I've come, it's like you're not going to stay where you are or who you are. And you can change most things about you and your circumstances if you really want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. And I think like on the same token of that, if you're somebody that has dedicated their whole life to one particular thing because that's the journey or the pathway that you're chosen, and you've put all this work into it, so I just spat everywhere. You put all this work into it, you can get to a point where you go, I actually don't want to do this anymore, and then change your pathway completely.
Yeah.
And that's also fine.
100%. I just really don't like this attitude that, oh, but I've never done it that way, or I can't do that because when I was a kid, this happened.
Yeah.
And it's like you get to choose where you go and who you be, but you do need to adjust your mindset that you don't have to be stuck the way that you are or where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And feel like as well, coming to those conclusions can be really start with the conversation with yourself as to what you want in life and your values and what you value out of life, because you can look at somebody else's life and go, oh, I really want that, but because maybe it looks on the surface level of things like really cool, but does it actually align with who you like, what you want?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, my number 4 is sleeping with every Dick, Jane, and Harry. It's not going to solve anything.
Sorry. When I was editing this podcast, all I read was, what did it say?
Sleeping with every dick.
Life lessons for Tiana. Number 4 was sleeping with every dick. And I was like, I have no idea where this is going to go. And then I finished reading it. And
Don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's pretty self-explanatory. No. Look, I am somebody that is all for, if you want to go out and have multiple flings, for whatever, that's completely your prerogative. And I would never, ever slut shame anyone. Man, woman, non-binary, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
However, if you're doing it because there's a hole that you're trying to fill, it is not going to make you feel better. And shut up, you dirty freaks.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's
a distraction.
It's a good lesson for a lot of things, like people who online shop a lot. 9 times out of 10 they don't actually need anything, they're doing it to fill a void. Same with like what you're trying to say is going, if there's a void that needs to be filled, you can't tell me besides getting your rocks off there's any other reason to have to go around and sleep with every other person.
And I think we've all heard the phrase, to get over him, get under
somebody else.
It doesn't work. And I feel like that's an even consensus among every single person. If you're trying to get over somebody and your way is by distraction, and like obviously like extends to, you know, drinking, doing drugs, whatever it may be, it is just going to cause you more harm than anything else. But once you're healed, go fuck them all.
Just don't do it while you're still you know, in a bad place. We don't condone that. Hobbies will change your life. Have hobbies. Have all of the hobbies. You don't need to have one hobby at a time. You can have multiple hobbies. You don't even need to be good at it. I honestly feel this year has been so fulfilling because I started doing hobbies again. Instead of just doing the normal stuff like go to work, go out with friends, clean my house and scroll on Instagram, I fill my days with so many little activities like beach walks and cooking and reading and Pilates. And I'm like, my life just feels so much richer for it. And I haven't done them, you know, most of them are being consistent, but then I've had breaks, but it didn't matter because I really enjoyed them for the era or the season that I was in. But just having something that brings you joy, it honestly just changed your life so much. And once again, it doesn't need to bring you money. You do not need to be the best at it, and you don't need to focus your whole life on it. But having things outside of work and your home life that fill your cup up, honestly, it does change your life.
Absolutely. And I feel like it sort of takes us back to how we were supposed to be, and doing things with your hands makes you feel really human and like really reconnects yourself to that part of you that we kind of get disconnected from with technology and social media and everything like that. Another one is, it's not that bad. You're probably just tired, hungry, or in your luteal phase. Oh my God. Once I started learning about my phase, and bear in mind, I'm a 31-year-old female. I've been a female my whole life. Why the fuck did I not start really understanding my menstrual cycle until I was like 29 years old? It's criminal, honestly.
But I do it so often now. Like sometimes I'll be pissed off about something, and I take a step back and I go, am I hungry? Am I tired? or what fucking phase am I in right now? And it kind of gives me, and even when I'm feeling good, like sometimes I'll be like, I'm absolutely feeling myself, and I'll look at my Flow app and I'm ovulating. So I think
ovulation is key.
Honestly, I want to be in my ovulation phase all the time.
Literally.
But once I realized, about my menstrual cycle, I could really understand where I was going to be at certain times of the month.
Yeah.
But it is really refreshing sometimes when you're really pissed off. Like yesterday, I was pissed off at like the littlest things, and I was like, okay, have I eaten? Yes. What phase am I in? I'm ovulating, so I should be in a good mood. And then I realized I didn't get any fucking sleep the night before. So I was tired and I was agitated. And so once you identify that, I went, okay, it's not that big of a deal. This isn't actually a serious problem. I'm just annoyed at it because I'm tired. And if I wasn't tired, I wouldn't be annoyed.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not a big problem and I can get over it. And I completely changed my day instead of spiraling and thinking that the world was ending around me.
Yeah, for sure. And then you can go, okay, well, I just need a big fat sleep.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm more than likely going to feel good again.
Yeah. And I feel great today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you brought that up because I'm currently in my luteal phase.
Yeah.
And I woke up feeling pretty good, but as the day sort of progressed, like I just wasn't feeling myself. Like my skin felt really dull. Like everything that I put on, I was just like, this is disgusting. And then I had a shower and I started doing my makeup for the episode, and I was putting on blush, and I was like, honestly, blush fixes everything, but also I was acknowledging at the same time, like what you were saying, of being like, okay, I know that I look the way that I normally do. But it's a reflection of how I feel, and I feel this way because I'm in my luteal phase.
Yeah, 100%. And just being able to identify it just allows you to see the what's the word? Not logistics.
Oh
my god!
What a words!
I think I'm in my luteal phase too, because I think we're completely synced up now.
Yeah, which is kind of wild.
Absolutely wild. What's your next one?
Okay, so my last one is, most things happen for a reason. Sometimes this can be really hard to see in the moment when you're in the thick of whatever it is, but on so many occasions when I thought, why is this happening to me? After the fact, I can see very clearly why. And I am such a firm believer in this. And don't get me wrong, like there's obviously some things in life where you're just like, some things are just fucked.
Yeah.
And those things, it can be really difficult to see, why did this happen to me, or maybe happen to somebody that I love, or whatever it may be. But I'm talking about the majority. And I do feel like the majority of things happen for a reason, and that's to get you to the path that you're supposed to be on. And that path is going to be rocky. It always is. That's just life. But when you finally get to a point in your life, and then you can reflect back on it, you go, oh my God, I can see the domino effect.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you said like most things, because I do also believe that not everything happens for a reason. And I think we can remove things like people getting cancer and dying and genocide in the world and all of those fucked up things. We know that they do not happen for a reason, and we don't understand why people are so horrible. But if we take it back to just little things that might happen that you thought were going to go your way and then didn't. It's like the burnt toast theory. So, like, have you ever heard of the burnt toast theory?
I have, but refresh my memory.
So the burnt toast theory is saying basically that something has happened for a reason to throw you off track, because it might have like saved your life or things like that.
Yeah.
So the example they use is that you were going to go to work and you were leaving at a certain time, but you accidentally burnt your toast. So you have to spend another 5 minutes making new toast and eating that. So you actually leave for work 5 minutes later. And because of that, you were 5 minutes late to a massive car accident that you would have been in should you have left when you were meant to. And you would have been in hospital, or you would have died, or whatever it might be. So it's kind of like, if, for instance, I'm trying to think of an example, but me moving to Adelaide. I didn't want to move to Adelaide when and this is 10 years ago now, but at the time I didn't want to move to Adelaide. It was kind of, I needed to change my environment. But if I had never done that, I would have never met Joe.
Yeah.
And so everything kind of happens for a reason. As much as I didn't want to do that, or, you apply for a house and you don't get it and you go, oh, I really wanted that house. But then the house that you ended up getting is like 10 times better. And then you realize the neighbor of the old house was going to be an asshole. So it's like, those kinds of things, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and they seem really inconvenient and almost like a personal attack on you.
Yeah.
But once you're in the place that you're supposed to be, that's when the clarity begins, and you're like, okay, I get it now. I get
the joke. Funny. The people you choose to spend your time with will determine your overall happiness and outcome in life. Do you remember your parents always being like, choose your friends wisely? Like, and they would be so critical of who you would spend your time with.
Yeah.
I cannot vouch for something more true. The people that you associate with from as big as your lifelong partners, the person you choose to spend the rest of your life with, is obviously a massive impact on the person that you will be. Your friends, the people you choose to hang out at work, the circles that you run in, they will make such an impact on the person you are and the life that you have. If you are constantly surrounding yourself with negative people that make really, really bad life choices, you are either going to be miserable too or start to make really bad life choices. But if you can surround yourself with people that make you a better person, your life will completely change.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when it comes to whoever you spend the rest of your life with, if you choose that wrong person,
it can affect everything.
Everything.
And you also attract the energy that you put out as well. So if it's sort of like that, that cycle that doesn't break. Like if you may be somebody who maybe leans a little bit more pessimistic, but then you hang around with people who also have the same mindset, it's sort of like you're all feeding each other
and reinforcing.
And then you just never sort of break out of that. And then the more that festers, the more people you attract that are the same. And it's going to be very rare that you actually attract somebody who doesn't have that mindset and a little bit more optimistic.
And it reinforces, when you all have the same mindset, it reinforces that behavior or that mindset's normal.
Yeah.
And that becomes really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can surround yourself with people that have a positive mindset or, all of those things, you will realize that even if you were a bit more pessimistic, that it might not be normal and it might not be the best mindset to have.
Yeah. Or it might be just like you don't want to actually be that way.
Yeah.
But because everyone else around you was like that, you're like, well, like, I sort of like to fit in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, oh, I don't want to drink, but all my friends drink all the time. So for me to not feel like I'm being left out, I'm going to continue to drink, even though that's not the person that you want to be. And then the last one I just have is, sometimes the problem is you.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
It's a big pill to swallow.
Yeah. But honestly, like, it was such a big life lesson that if you can just realize that sometimes you are the villain in the story, you can learn from that. Once again, that will just change your life so much. If you can reflect and go, do you know why that relationship broke down? Is I wasn't a good friend, or I didn't make the time, or I didn't get that promotion because I didn't actually do A, B, and C. If you can just kind of step back and go, sometimes you are the villain, you are the problem. It's really confronting, but it allows you to grow and learn from it, and you will not make those mistakes again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of being the victim all the time and blaming everyone else for why things don't go right, and you never, ever, ever change your behavior or reflect on your behavior, you'll be stuck in the same place.
Yeah. And it goes back to what you were saying before of like, you either have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And people with growth mindsets can objectively look at a situation and go, okay, where did I go wrong?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So how can we take life lessons and turn them into positives? So although we're consciously choosing to turn these life lessons into something positive and meaningful, there's actually a psychological reason why this works and why it matters. Concepts like self-schemas. Tiana got me to read the psychology bit, and I'm not a psychologist, so
but you can do it. I believe in
thank you. Yes, I'm not a psychologist yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can be whatever I want to be. Okay, so concepts like self-schemas. schemas explain how repeated experiences gradually shape the beliefs we hold about ourselves, like seeing ourselves as capable or good enough. So think about self-affirmations. The more we reinforce a message, the more it becomes part of how we think. When we pair this with neuroplasticity, I got it, thank you, which is the brain's ability to rewire itself, those repeated thoughts and behaviors start forming new neural pathways.
Yes, yeah. So I feel like the self-affirmations can sort of break that down into concepts that we understand, because I feel like majority of people know what self-affirmations are.
Yeah.
And it seems like, and I know that people sort of take those rituals and go, it's a little bit woo-woo, and they don't work. But the thing is that when you look at how the brain actually works, they do work.
Yeah.
Because it's that reinforcement. It's like a habit.
Well, they say that neurons that wire together fire together. So it is an actual thing. That's
really cute.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And I learn about this when you do like management courses and stuff. A lot of management courses are based around the psychology of people.
Yeah.
Because if you can obviously understand why people do what they do, you can better manage them and you can better lead them. So neurons that wire together fire together comes from that. If you can get change your behavior and rewire your brain, they will fire at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you can learn that when you do, your self-affirmations and how that makes you feel, then that will fire together.
Yeah. So some simple ways that we can reinforce this is by doing a few of these really simple things. Mm-hmm. So one is pausing and labeling the lesson instead of brushing it off. So for example, this made me realize I need to speak up more. 2, reframing the meaning, not the event. So for example, I had to start my project over, but now I get a chance to rethink how I want it to look. I resonate with that one highly. 3, repeating the new behavior consistently, such as practicing saying no when you don't want to do something until it feels natural.
Yeah.
And 4, anchoring the lesson to your values, such as learning to communicate effectively is important because I value my relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that we both try really hard to do all of these things in our day-to-day life. And then I also think that because we have a lot of conversations, especially when we go on walks, and I feel like a lot of these actually get brought up a lot of the time, especially our values part.
100%. Yeah. And by doing this, even small lessons can help reshape our thinking, habits, and overall approach to life. And remember that regret is a teacher, and every time we fail, at least that means we tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
So for this week's Reddit post, I looked up what are the 20 harsh life lessons everyone should learn in their 20s.
Okay, and I haven't seen any of these.
No, and these are the top 20 on Reddit. So a nap, snack, or cry will fix most things.
Yeah, can we add shower in there as well?
Oh, washing your hair?
Everything shower, but don't make it stressful.
Yeah, I was a day late in my everything routine, and I was like, I don't want to leave the house. Yeah. And then I had that everything shower, and I'm like, I am the bee's bloody knees.
Yeah, fixes everything.
But yeah, washing my hair. Take off your makeup.
Yeah, honestly.
Even if you're tired, just do it. Number one, you will sleep better. I don't know if you've ever done this, but you don't take off your makeup and you keep waking up because like your eyes are itchy or you feel gross.
Don't talk to me. No. Honestly, and like there's nothing better than waking up and feeling fresh.
Yeah.
Because like...
Yeah.
You deal.
And the thing is, if it takes you 5 minutes to do, what is it? I think you like age. Every time you don't take off your makeup, you age by like 7 days or something like that. So if it takes you 5 minutes to save 7 days of aging, I would do it.
That scares me immensely. Okay, go on.
Everything is cringe until it's successful.
That's so true.
Do the weird stuff. Yeah. Do the stuff that you think that people are going to laugh at you about or may have comments about. It doesn't matter what you do, people are going to talk, so you might as well give things that you really want to go, because it's only cringy until it's successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think this goes for the things that you say to other people as well. I think sometimes we really hold back because we get scared of what other people are going to think about what it is that we said. But if we can always bring it back to, well, does that align with who I am as a person? it's never actually going to be cringy to you.
Yeah.
It's only ever cringy when you go outside of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. You don't need a cool job. You need to pay your bills.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's true. Like, people can be so picky when they're in. It's like that beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes you just got to make the most of the job that you have as long as it pays your bills.
Yeah.
Even, and it leads into the next one, is even your dream job sucks sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There is nowhere you should be by now. All paths are different and equally valid. I think that is so important. So we just had another baby announcement in our group. Me and my husband are now the only two people in our group who do not have children or don't have children on the way. And we could sit there and we could dwell and go, oh, this is like really weird. We're the only ones without kids. We could be behind or whatever. But we are exactly where we want to be and living the best life that we want to be right now. We don't need to be anywhere else. Yeah. And just reminding yourself allows you to like get through those moments.
Yeah.
Your 20s are literally just the beginning.
Oh my God. Honestly.
You have like 80 more years to go, babe.
It's actually crazy.
If you feel that you should have it all figured out by 30, what are you going to do for the next 50, 60 years?
Yeah.
Nothing?
And I don't know, but maybe just talk to somebody who is in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Because they will tell you that even at that age, they're still figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And it's just part of life.
It is so much part of life. Nothing is worth your sanity.
Oh.
No boy, no friend,
no job.
Nothing is worth your mental health.
Yeah.
If they truly value you, they will make the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No answer is your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't ever have to force a behavior.
Yeah. I think this is a really good one. If you want a village, you have to be a villager.
Yeah.
People complain about, oh, you know, my friend didn't do this for me, or my friend didn't do that for me, or they didn't show up. Did you show up for them?
Yeah.
And like, I hate this attitude, oh, well, they didn't do it for me, so I'm not going to do it for them. But it needs to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to, if you want to create this village, sometimes you have to be the first villager in the town.
Yeah.
Red flags do not fade. If you're
I know that probably every single person that's listening at the moment, it's like, but it could.
Yeah. Sometimes they go orange.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Rejection is redirection. And I think that comes back to what you were saying, is that everything kind of happens for a reason. Like when things don't go your way, it is just pushing you towards the stuff that you need. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Oh, no.
Go home. You don't need to go to afters. Home. Do not text that boy.
Go to babe, take your makeup off, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Take your makeup off, go to sleep. You're not too much. The room is just too small.
Oh, I love that.
I got goosebumps. Yeah. I love it so much. Instead of saying I have to, say I get to.
Yes.
Okay. It's not like bingo.
It feels like it, okay?
I said this the other day. So we're going back to Europe in July this year for Joe's auntie and uncle's wedding. And I said to someone the other day, we have to go back to Europe this year. And I quickly adjusted myself and I said, no, sorry, I get to go back to Europe this year.
And I had a similar experience not too long ago where I had to sold my house. And I did reframe it in my mind as being like, it's not that I have to sell my house and I have to start over. It's that I get to start over.
Yeah.
And not everyone gets that opportunity. And I think that's really exciting.
And rephrasing so many different things in your mind. And like, obviously not being delulu, but like Tiana's about to buy her second home. She could go, I had to buy my home and I have to start again. Yeah. Or she can go, I'm 29 years old and I'm about to buy my second home. Like, isn't that sick?
Yeah.
How much cooler is that?
Yeah.
Caring about your money is hot. For those at home that can't see Tiana, that was what we call a spasm. You have time. You have time.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, like, the clock is even like for women who want to have children, you have time. Your biological clock does not run out at 30.
No,
you have time. Your normal day is your younger self's dream.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like the things, if we think about the things that we get to do every single day, if we went back to 10-year-old Tash and T, I can guarantee you spending time with your dog and going for walks with my husband and making food that we want to eat
and having a cup of coffee in the morning, reading our book, and
so good. Sweet treats heal all.
Oh yeah,
get yourself a little sweet treat.
Always get yourself a little sweet treat.
Makes everything better. Like if you need to go run errands, take a coffee with you and get a little sweet treat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Stop taking yourself so seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing, like life is already so serious as is.
Yeah.
And those are things that are just, for the most part, outside of our control. But everything else can just be fun.
As I said before, be a giggly little gherkin.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it.
Love it.
Love it. Well, that's it for today's episode.
Thanks for chilling with us on the couch, and we will see you same place, same time, more yap.
Stay comfy, darlings.